Hello everybody and welcome to the Royal Chess YouTube channel. My name is David Kaňovský and this is part 6 of my Dave Chess lectures for you. Today I decided to make, let's say, a bit psychological lecture for you, and this psychological lecture would be based on my game against Grandmaster Martin Petr, my very good friend from the Czech Republic, and also, of course, a very strong player and very strong Grandmaster. And psychological lecture because of the fact that in the position you can just see on the board, I have made a very big mistake, but I would really say more psychological mistake than a chess mistake here. Okay, first of all, let's talk about the position a bit, because it is very important for understanding what is behind my next move, and it means what is behind that psychological mistake I have made here. As you can see, there are no queens here. Queens have been exchanged earlier, and because material is equal here, of course. The only difference in the position is that White has a potential pawn majority on queen side, where he's got 3 pawns against 2, and of course Black has potential pawn majority on the king side, where he's got 4 pawns against 3. But what is also quite, let's say, visible in this position is difference between activity of White's and Black's pieces. Because as you can see, White bishops are really active, and the both of them are attacking the Black's position here. Both White rooks are occupying the only open file here, so it means d5, of course, and White's knight is nicely placed on d4 square in the right center of the board. So it is really fine. And when we see Black pieces here, we can see that, okay, Black knight d5 is well placed in the center. Bishop on b6 is active. He's very fine on that diagonal g1 a7. And okay, also rook on d5, rook on d8 is fine and quite active, but rook on f8 is quite passive at the moment. It has no activity yet, and also bishop on c8 is not too active at the moment here. So that's why I believed that my position is better, and that I should be able to gain something more here. Because of course Black has, let's say, good ways here how to activate his pieces. So I cannot let's say wait 5-10 moves here with my activity of pieces. But the truth is, and that's probably the most important part of my analysis here, that as you can see, Black has really no weakness here in this position. So it means, okay, White pieces are really nice, are really active, but there is nothing to attack here at the moment. Black has literally no weak pawn here, no weak piece, nothing like that. So the objective evaluation of the position is that, okay, white is a bit better, but nothing else. Really nothing else. So the right move here is, for example, let's say king f1 or something like that. I mean, something really normal, some normal moves, and let's say probably try to wait a while what black is going to do next. But as I said, I was really happy with my position, and I believed in my position just too much, and that is the psychological mistake I have made here. I believe my position too much, so I believe I have to play something here. I have to do something. I mean something forward. I mean something active. I really believed in it, and in fact I let's say wasn't thinking another different option, anything else, and it's a big mistake here. And what is probably even bigger mistake is that on the chess level I was, let's say, not pretty sure, but I felt my next move is not correct. I, let's say, knew it from the chess level, but as I am saying again, on the psychological level I believed it too much, so I've played it. I have played knight f5 here, which seems fine. It is, let's say, a nice idea, but which is really not correct here. Because, okay, after taking on f5, white has at the moment a little bit better pawn structure. And of course, after taking on d5 and exchanging, in this position, if we exchange both pairs of bishops and also the last pair of rooks, white is winning the pawn endgame because of that doubled f pawns here. But in fact, black is of course playing bishop e6 here, and that's of course the first reason why that move knight f5 cannot be good, because with the taking on f5, passive black light colored bishop has gained very nice e6 square for his activity, and now he's attacking not only rook on d5 but also, and that's the problem of course, that pawn on a2. Okay, it seems fine, because white has a rook d6 here, attacking the bishop on b6, and now of course black cannot go bishop c7. It would be a horrible mistake here, because white has nice small combination here. After taking on e6, black has to take on e6, and after bishop takes c7, white is simply winning this endgame, because two bishops are much better than a black rook here. Black has even no pawn up, so it is totally lost by black. But after rook d6, black of course didn't play bishop c7, and he also didn't play the bishop c5. It seems better, of course, than bishop c7, but here is another tactical idea behind that knight f5 move, that after rook d2, pawn on a2 is in fact defended by white's rook, because bishop takes a2 is a mistake. White would play b4, and he's attacking both bishops at the same time. which is of course bad for black. But there is another move, so the third option for black, and of course the right one, which was found of course by Grandmaster Petr, and it is bishop a7 move. And now the problem is that not only pawn on a2 is under attack, but also there is a very unpleasant threat of bishop b8, and attacking not only the rook on d6 but also uncovered bishop on e5, which is placed really nicely in the center of the board, but is uncovered, which is the big problem here. So there is no way how to defend both threats of black. So I had to play rook d2, but after bishop takes a2, white is just a pawn down suddenly, and from that better position, only a bit better, but of course better position, he suddenly fights for a draw, which is really bad. I have tried rook d7 here, but black has another very nice continuation here. He can play bishop b8. So after exchanging on b8, he's defending his pawn on b7. So he's a pawn up, and it is really difficult to defend white's position, even it could be seen as let's say possible because of that doubled f pawns, but still it's a clear pawn, and okay, maybe I have made some other mistakes, small mistakes, but okay, mistakes, and at the end I have lost the game. So what to say at the end of this lecture? As I have told you, this lecture was especially about psychological mistake that if I can return the game once more into this position before my knight f5 move. So as I said, I knew, or let's say I knew for a bit at least that knight f5 is a nice move, but probably not a correct one. But I still played it, which is really weird. So as I said, more than a chess mistake, this is a psychological mistake, and it means I wanted too much in this position. I believed my position is better than it is objectively. So this is a big warning for you. Always try to understand your position objectively, and okay, it is of course very good pattern to believe in yourself and to believe in your position, but okay, it has to be of course let's say because of something, because of good reasons. And as I have said, there is no good reason for believing in white's position so much. Okay, there is one, of course, that's the activity of white pieces, but that's just really not enough here. And very often the important thing is if I can attack some weaknesses in opponent's position or not, and this is the problem of this situation. So this is my game against Grandmaster Petr, which was, I think, really interesting, especially on the psychological base. I have to say I was so angry so angry to myself after the game that I didn't say any word to Martin. Even he's a very good friend of mine, and I quickly ran from the playing hall, and I need to walk in the park for at least half an hour, because it was really very bad decision by me, but as it often happens, I understood it only after the game, and unfortunately not during the game, and not before that knight f5 move. So it is a very good experience for me, and because it is a good experience to me, I wanted to move it to you also. So thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it, and you have learned something from it, and see you next time in part 7.